We are surrounded by flags. We're on the Miami-Dade College campus, just a couple blocks, a little short walk, a little over a mile from where the Hacker House was all week. So, Israel, what were you working on over at the near Hacker House? You were weaving something together, yeah?
Yeah. So this week, my goal when I came in was to build tooling for a DAO of DAOs, or a meta DAO that I'm building. Over the course of the week, I came to the understanding that this was going to be a long-term build because there were other components that I started to understand that I needed. And then I looked back at what I had actually done during the week, and what I did was I onboarded several people, dozens of people into the ecosystem. And so I started a DAO that just focuses on that, and to build a top side of a funnel of people that I can create, that I can allow inside of my DAOs, and to help them start their own DAOs.
So if you could look out 3 years on what the DAO looks like, and we're here 3 years from now, and you're going to give an update on what's happened over the last 3 years, what might that sound like?
In 3 years, I will have created a system of sustainable intergenerational wealth. They say that it takes 4 to 7 incomes for a person to become a millionaire. Well, imagine if you had 77 incomes, or imagine if every job that you worked for, you got paid in a token of McDonald's or of Nike. Back when you first became a part, you got paid that Nike 85 price token, and now it's 222. And you as a co-owner, you're a co-owner of Nike if you held, in that way, creating these new systems, and just I'm really focused on diversity in those systems.
And value that's being created by these creators that in the past haven't been able to say a McDonald's or a Nike token, and now that's able to be like Chuck E. Cheese. We give the Chuck E. Cheese coins, right? Example, you go in and you can play something with the Chuck E. Cheese coin, but you can't go walk up to McDonald's and pay for it.
Yeah.
So, when we're looking at the differences between coins and tokens, there's a lot of entry level onboarding, on-ramping, education that we're providing to folks out there who want to get into Web3. What's one thing that well that you would want to get out there in the world in regards to Web3, and maybe give someone a little 1, 2, 3 how they can go about their day and learn something that you've been learning, say, over the past year or 14 years? Yeah, 14, right? Yeah.
So I would say number one is put as much time into studying the traditional economy as you do studying the blockchain economy, and you will understand the validity of the existence of the blockchain economy. That's the first step. You can't really, you have to learn your ABCs before you can learn to spell. So in that way, that's the base foundation. Also, this isn't about money. This is about tokenization. It's about the tokenization of value, and money is just a medium of exchange between two parties in the exchange of the value created by those two parties, whether they be goods or services. So it's not necessarily a given that this way that things are distributed will exist in perpetuity. That's another one. And then the last one is focus on how this means something to you. If you can figure out a way that it means something to you, if you can look at your life and figure out where the gap is and how this could have possibly filled that gap, or how you can apply what you currently are doing to this, then you need to get with the right people and things like that can actually do the thing that you're attempting to do. And that's the last thing I would just say, is that this is really about the value of people at its core, and you have to value people to really derive value from this thing.
And so when you started to make your way into the blockchain community at large, what got you into it? Was it a particular day, or?
Yeah. So I've always been into blockchain and crypto, and the first thing was these little anarchist groups and stuff like that, people that were looking for ways to create more, a fair exchanges of value. We're doing token experiments, and then the Bitcoin white paper came out in 2008, and it was shared in those groups. And so that was the first time that I was exposed to that. But then later on, around 2018, I went to a conference called Ethereal Summit So this is 10 years into my journey, 9 years into my journey.
In Jackson Hole, is
And
it?
this Reese one was in Jackson Hole. The one that I went to was at Knockdown Center in Brooklyn, and Deepak Chopra was there, Mike Novogratz, and all these different people. And a crypto kitty sold for almost $250,000 or over $250,000, and the art was a central part of it. And I realized I've been in biz dev, and I always wanted to be an artist. I've always been an artist, always been creative, and I realized that my two words were coming together, crypto and art, and that I was going to have a chance to be a part of that. And so I created a new Instagram that day, and that's the crazy thing, that so many memories, like my Facebook memories, memorized that day. So I know that it's May 12th, 2018, or the day before, when I posted. And since that day, I've slowly but surely walked my way towards being a crypto artist, but then still fell back on my biz dev skills, and that's what I work at primarily. And so then I became ever more deeply involved in it. I was a progenitor of the philosophy around NFTs. A lot of the things that people say, the memes that people have created, the understandings that people have, were that 14 years understanding of how people in community work that I contributed to the conversation at a time when people were talking about provenance or whatever, royalties. There was no real understanding of why is crypto important and how does it retain its value, and that communities can truly be valuable and that people can exchange value within these things. And that put me in a place where a lot of C-level execs reached out to me and had me in conversations early on in the formation stages of their companies. And some of those companies I worked for, some of those companies I advised. And I got to see how the sausage was made a lot, and I got a lot of experiences, and then as such, as a full and active member of the crypto community, both from the professional and the personal side as an artist, I engage in all these events. I'm at every one of these things. Anything that I can be. I actually came here on my own dime and spent a week here learning to hack and meeting people like you, because that's how important this thing is to me.
Yeah, and the cross-cultural community with all these flags around us, all these different countries, people going to events over here, over there, the decentralization of the world and how it's happening. We're going to have right below here, you can get in touch with Israel. And is there any particular call to action that you want to put out there as we wrap things up here?
Yeah, if you don't have a wallet, go to onnear.io, onnear.io, and you can start with a Near wallet if you haven't been in the crypto system, and then we'll have an onboarding DAO and reach out to you. Eventually there'll be forms and stuff there. That's the hack that I've been putting together this week. And yeah, just if you're out there and you have skills and you're trying to apply them to something, or you have a piece missing in a metaverse or NFT or crypto play, I'm always open to conversations. Some of those conversations have led me in a greater direction, so I never turn down a new friend. So reach out.
Awesome. Thanks, Israel.
All right. Thanks.